Okay. Hi guys. So it is 1 o'clock. So my live stream has officially started. I'm just gonna wait for about like 2 minutes so everyone can join. I'm also streaming on my Instagram. So hello, I have two screens set up. But if you're on Instagram, you can like totally stay here on Instagram. That's awesome too. But I'm also on YouTube at Alessia Dickson, and you can watch it there. So I'm just gonna wait like 2 minutes so any like stragglers can come in and then I will get started. So I'm excited, guys. I'm really looking forward to sharing a bit of the Sunken City with you. So I hope everyone's looking forward to it. All right, I see there's a lot of people on my Instagram. So hello. My hands are over here, so I can't type, but I can see all of you, and I'm so glad that you're here. I see some of my friends. I see my dad. I see some of my readers. So thank you. It's awesome. Oh my God. Hey, Cecilia. Oh my God. It's so cool that you joined. That's awesome. And let me just see how many people here are on YouTube. Okay, so I see a few of you here on YouTube. So hello, you are also welcome to use the chat at any time, and I can answer some questions after I'm done the reading. Okay, so it is 1:02. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So here's the tea with the Sunken City. So it is the third book in my series, The Crystal Chronicles, and it is currently in the works. So it should be out hopefully around the end of 2021, so this year. And of course, once I know more of the details, I will announce the release date on all of my social media. But for now, I'm aiming for around 2021. Of course, COVID is like slowing some things down, but yeah, it should be around the end of the year. And I'm really excited for the third book. It is the water book, as a lot of you may know. So it takes place in Bermuda, which is like this little island in like the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And it's really cool. So I'm going to read you the first chapter today. That's all I can share with you, sadly. But it's okay because we won't have to wait too long for the book. So I am going to be looking at like two different screens. And yeah, I'm going to be reading off of this screen and then I'm live streaming on like a bunch of other screens. So if I'm looking away, that is why. And someone asked me on my Instagram, will it be on Apple Books? And yes, of course, it will be everywhere. You can get it in stores at Indigo or Barnes and Nobles, and you can get it on any like ebook platform, iBooks, like Kobo, Kindle. All of that stuff, it will be there. And I have an audiobook coming out for my first book that should be out also later this year. And hopefully I will have audiobooks for the rest of the books in the series eventually. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so chapter 1, it is called the SS Mercury. So the midday sun hung high in the sky, casting a bright glow over the Atlantic, the blue water sparkling like crystals. After spending 10 days living on a yacht, waiting to start the second part of our quest, crystals were all I could think about. The ocean was rough this time of year, and today was no exception. The SS Mercury's powerful engines tore through the whitecaps, sending icy saltwater spray flying. I fought to keep my balance, my hands glued to the safety railing that lined the boat's deck. The 1,200 square foot yacht was a generous loan from the council, who had tasked two captains with taking us on the 10-day journey from Manaus to Bermuda. Bermuda was the site of the Aquarian crystal, and the second of four crystals we had to find to defeat the society. After our plane crash into the Manaus airport, I agreed it would be best to avoid air travel for the foreseeable future. Let's do it again, Alyssa. Amber stood across the deck, looking perfectly composed, as if we hadn't been sparring for the last 2 hours. She clutched a padded sparring stick in her right hand, her brow furrowed in concentration. With her long French braid and black yoga pants, Amber looked more like a model in a wellness magazine than an elemental warrior. It was hard to believe she was so lethal until you were pinned underneath her with a knife at your throat. Okay, I shoved down my frustration at losing again, kneeling to pick up the stick that she'd knocked out of my hands. After my fight with Jason Reeves in the Amazon, I knew that my combat skills needed improving. Amber and I had cleared lawn chairs and tables off the deck to create a perfect practice arena fit with an ocean view. Your close range combat still needs work. Amber shifted on her feet. You're too defensive. You need to wait for an opening to strike. Amber, you never leave openings. I sighed, adjusting my footing the way she'd taught me. There's always an opening. Amber twirled her stick in between her fingers. You've already improved so much since we started training in Manas, she grinned. Maybe one day I'll even beat you, I yelled over the roar of the boat engine. That day needs to come faster, Amber said, though not unkindly. We're docking in Bermuda in 3 hours. Then we have 3 more hours to practice. I rolled out the kinks in my neck, stepping forward into position. Ready? Now, Amber yelled. She lunged forward like the crack of a whip, swinging her stick over her head. As she neared, her stick swung down, hurtling towards my neck. I dived towards the side railing, spinning around just in time to block her first attack. A loud crack exploded into the air as our wooden sticks collided. The reverberation from the collision shot down the wood, sending shockwaves into my hands. I tightened my grip on my stick, swallowing my frustration. Just wait for an opening, Alyssa. I jumped backwards before Amber could strike at my knees, her eyes flashing in approval. I rushed forward to launch another attack as Amber jumped into the air, catapulting over my head the way only a trained Skyros could. She landed behind me in one graceful movement, barely making a sound as I turned to face her. I grunted as she thrusted her stick upwards, blocking the attack just in the nick of time. Ugh! I let out a cry of surprise as the impact sent me staggering backwards. My back slammed against the icy metal of the safety railing, salt water spraying into my face as I regained my balance. I wouldn't put it past Amber to knock me overboard. Taking advantage of my disorientation, Amber charged towards me, her stick angled at my undefended midriff. Thinking quickly, I dropped to the ground with a thud, rolling across the deck as her stick smacked the railing where I had stood just seconds prior. I scrambled to my feet, my eyes narrowed. That's not fair, I yelled as Amber spun to face me. You used magic. Life isn't fair, Alyssa, she grinned, rushing forward with her stick outstretched. But this is a close combat exercise, I protested. When you're in a fight, you never know what your opponent might do. They can fight dirty, she yelled as I angled my stick to block blow after blow. Besides, Amber panted, sweat dripping down her temple. We're elementals. Of course you can use your magic. Well, in that case, I shot out my left hand, my nerves tingling with magic. I squeezed my fingers together as a blast of air shot from my palms, blowing Amber back like a strong wind. She stumbled backwards at the heavy wind, strands of her black hair whipping out of its braid. Surprise lit across her face as she struggled to regain her footing and take a step forward. Before my magic could lose its momentum, I shifted my focus beyond the deck and out at the turbulent waves that surrounded the boat. As soon as the thought entered my mind, water rose off the surface of the sea, hovering in midair. Move, I thought. The water shot across the railings, knocking into Amber's slender frame. She went flying at the impact, dropping to the ground like a sack of bricks. As she fell, her stick shot out of her hand, rolling across the deck. I sprung forward at the opportunity, pouncing on her unarmed frame as she struggled to sit up. Using all of my weight, I pinned her to the wooden deck, pressing my stick hard against her sternum. Yield? I asked, breathing hard. I yield, she exclaimed, erupting into laughter at my change of tactic. I scrambled off of her triumphantly, extending a hand to help her up. Usually, Amber hated getting wet, but her face conveyed no sign of anger as she climbed to her feet. Instead, she grinned as she surveyed the pool of water we were now standing in. Her stormy gray eyes rose to meet mine, her face beaming. I'm so proud of you, she blurted, throwing her arms around me. A warm feeling spread through me as her long arms tightened around my waist, instantly soaking my long sleeve shirt and tights. Not that I cared. Receiving affection from Amber was a rare gift, like something you secretly wished for but never expected to receive. Really? I asked. You're an Orkin, Alyssa. Your ability to use the four elements is your competitive edge. Use it and never hesitate. We'll need your powers to rescue Dylan. My breath caught at the mention of our serious, hard-working friend who'd been abducted by Jason Reeves. We'd hired Dylan back in Manaus to guide us through the Amazon, but now, thanks to me, he was caught up in our mess. That's what I'm training for. I swallowed hard as Amber released me. To rescue Dylan, if there is anything left of him to rescue. Dylan is just blackmail for Jason to get to Haven. Amber squeezed my shoulder. He's alive, Alyssa. I thought about my brief phone call with Jason Reeves every day for the last 2 weeks, replaying his arrogant voice in my head. A life for a life. I'll trade you Dylan for my brother. Meet me in Bermuda. There was no solution to this deal, no loophole I could think of that would save both of their lives. We were stuck, in checkmate, and it was Jason's move. I hadn't heard from him since that phone call in the Manaus hospital, leaving me marinating in a constant state of anxiety. We can save both of them, Amber said, as if she read my mind. No one has to die. We need a plan. I shivered against the icy wind. Maybe we should talk to the guys about it. Haven can barely look at us, she scoffed. He won't help us. Haven was a shell of his former self. Our charismatic, smart, and ever curious friend was gone. He'd spent the last 3 weeks holed up in his room, sleeping or watching the Discovery Channel, barely acknowledging the rest of us. It was like someone had scooped out everything that made him Haven. Zach, then? I asked, faltering even as the words left my mouth. Definitely not. Amber rolled her eyes at the suggestion. We both turned towards the glass doors that led to the main living area, where Zach sat curled up on the chaise lounge, his eyes glued to the small, flat screen TV. My Terran boyfriend dealt with the trauma from the Amazon differently. He'd spent the last 3 weeks pretending we weren't on a dangerous expedition by refusing to talk about what happened, spending his time binge watching 90s TV shows. No matter how many TV shows he watched, Zach wasn't mortal. And in 3 hours, he would have to face reality again when we arrived in Bermuda, whether he liked it or not. Look at us, Amber continued, motioning to my frayed sparring stick, worn after weeks of rigorous training. We don't need the guys to rescue Dylan. We still need a plan, I said flatly. Here's the plan, she said, as she scooped up her sparring stick from the ground. We bypass Jason and rescue Dylan where he's being held captive. But he's probably being held at the Society base in Bermuda, I said. Amber grinned, wringing out the water from her French braid. Exactly. You want to break into the Society's headquarters? I wiped my damp hands on my tights, already uneasy at the suggestion. Yes, she nodded. It's the only way to rescue Dylan without trading Haven. I'm sure Haven would agree with the plan. Haven doesn't know about the trade, I hissed, glancing over my shoulder as if he might overhear. We don't know what he would say. If you want to tell him that his psychotic older brother will only release Dylan if Haven sacrifices himself, then go ahead. Amber crossed her arms over her chest. I just don't want to be around to see it. Even though it had been weeks, Haven's nervous breakdown in the Menace hospital was still fresh in my mind, his hysterical screaming permanently seared into my brain. I didn't know how he'd react if he knew about Jason's deal. Fine, I sighed. You're right. Haven can't know about any of this. We can do this, Alyssa, Amber whispered. We can rescue Dylan. I chewed my bottom lip, trying to let her hopeful words wash over me. I want to spar again? Okay, so I think the Instagram live fell. I think is that what happened? Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Um, is there like a way to like keep this like on my phone on? Do you think? I don't know.
I don't know. It just seemed to shut off or something.
That's so weird. Okay, I'm sorry about that. People have Instagram, but I think a bunch of you flipped over.
If it gets knocked out again, go join her YouTube live stream.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna start where I left off. Okay. I chewed my bottom lip, trying to let her hopeful words wash over me. Do you want to spar again? Amber shot me a look, gesturing at her soaked clothes. I'm cold and wet, Alyssa. Let's take a break. No breaks. My grip tightened on my stick. I screwed up in the Amazon. I can't screw up again, Amber. We've been sparring for 2 hours, she said tiredly. Just one more time, I pressed. If we spar one last time, will it make you feel better when we dock in Bermuda? Yes, I insisted. Please? Fine, Amber sighed. But you better win again. Deal. I grinned, backing up a few steps to get into position. Ready? Go, Amber yelled. I rushed forward to meet her incoming blow, my stick angled to protect my knees. Haven is having a night terror, Zach yelled, swinging open the deck's glass doors. Ugh, Amber rammed her stick into my sternum as I glanced over at him, her blow knocking the wind out of me. I staggered backwards at the impact, wheezing in surprise. Don't let anything distract you during a fight. Amber clapped me on the back as I struggled to catch my breath. Not even your boyfriend. His screaming is echoing through the entire boat, Zach said crossly, still holding the TV remote. Ross and Monica were about to get back together. Why didn't you take care of it? Amber glanced at the television remote in her brother's hand, as if mortal television was the reason for all of her problems. After Haven had assaulted me during a night terror in the rainforest, we'd gotten much better at dealing with his episodes, usually taking turns to lead him back to his room when he started sleepwalking. It's your turn, Zach said. Seriously? Amber raised an eyebrow. What? Zach looked confused, as if she'd asked a silly question. It is your turn. I did it last night. Fine, Amber rolled her eyes. But I'm waking him up. We're docking soon. Hey. Zach caught my arm as I turned to follow Amber, wrapping a hand around my waist. You looked great out there, darling. My breath caught as his fingers caressed my skin, my heart racing as he kissed the nape of my neck. Zach and I had grown closer in the last 2 weeks as Haven recovered in the Menace Hospital, giving us plenty of time to decide what exactly we wanted to be together. Really? I turned to face him, wrapping my fingers in his mop of black hair. Are you talking about my outfit or my combat skills? Zach's eyes trailed the tights that hugged my curves over to the sparring stick still wrapped in my hand. Both, he said with a wicked grin. Let's go, Amber huffed, finding annoyance. I knew she didn't mean it. Amber was secretly our biggest supporter, stealing glances at us when we were together and smiling to herself when she thought no one was looking. Fine, Zach sighed, releasing me. We followed Amber as she stormed into the main living area where the entrance to the crew's quarters sat nestled under the stairs. Haven had insisted that everyone, including our two captains, sleep on the upper deck for safety in case he got violent during a night terror. How long has he been screaming? Amber asked, throwing open the small door. 10 minutes, Zach said. 10 minutes, she shot him a look. I was watching a great episode. Zach shrugged sheepishly. I followed Amber as she padded down the steep set of stairs, wincing as his screams grew louder. Haven stood at the end of the short corridor, breathing hard. His tall, wiry frame seemed to disappear in his oversized swimming shorts and his Made in Brazil t-shirt. I swallowed hard at the sight of him, stepping behind Zach's wide frame. Haven, Amber approached him slowly like she was trying to tame a wild animal. It's Amber. Let's go back to your room. Haven turned towards the sound of her voice, but there was no recognition in his eyes. His face was blank, as if someone had pressed the delete button on everything that made him who he was. He muttered incoherently as she lightly grabbed onto his wrist, guiding him back into his bedroom. The room was small, fit with two single bunk beds and a wooden side table. We packed into the room in a single file, my nose wrinkling. He had strewn plates, cutlery, and discarded weapons onto the extra single bed. Sorry, I'm just gonna pause to keep my Instagram going. He had strewn plates, cutlery, and discarded weapons onto the extra single bed, his cold pizza from yesterday still sitting untouched where I'd left it. Be careful as you wake him up, I advised, as Haven flopped back onto his single bed, his nautical sheets stained with sweat. He could hit you or enough sleeping. Amber grabbed a glass of water off his side table, dumping the contents on his sprawled form. Wakey, wakey! Amber! I scolded. Haven screamed as water rushed down his back. He bolted upright into a sitting position, knocking his head into the wooden bunk above him with a loud thump. Time to get up, Amber announced, tossing the empty glass to the floor. Ow! Haven yelled, his voice still thick with sleep. What is wrong with you? He growled, turning to face us. That really hurt. He massaged his forehead in a daze. No more sleeping, Haven, Amber exclaimed, yanking his blue coverlet off of his bed. I wasn't bothering anyone. Haven wiped his overgrown, wet hair out of his face. You were having another night terror, Zach mumbled. I was just trying to watch Friends. We're docking in Bermuda soon, I said, trying to be helpful. We thought we should wake you. Get some new clothes once we dock in Bermuda, Amber huffed, staring at the sweat stains on his red t-shirt. And a haircut. Is there anything else you'd like to recommend? Haven rubbed the dark circles that seemed to be permanently under his eyes. A pedicure? New shoes, maybe? How about a new attitude? Amber shot back. Excuse me, Haven sputtered. Yeah, your family sucks, but we have work to do. We're the Great Four. We need you. Haven dissolved into hysterical laughter, as if that was the most amusing thing he'd ever heard. He braced himself on the top bunk as he stood up from bed, wiping tears from his eyes. You need me? Haven wheezed out in between laughs. My uncle murdered your parents. My brother tried to kill Alyssa. My family is running an organization that is trying to eliminate an entire race. You should have left me behind in the Mona's hospital. I don't want your guilt, Amber snapped. Just your help on this expedition. You know what I want? Haven glowered down at her. I want you to get out of my room. Now. Don't talk to her like that, I exclaimed, laying a hand on his arm. We're just worried about you. Haven whipped around at my touch, like my fingers had scorched his skin. Oh, you're worried about me? He spat. You seem really worried about me for someone who's been above deck watching movies and making out with your boyfriend this whole time. Unexpected tears stung the corner of my eyes at his accusation. It's the trauma. I blinked my tears away. He doesn't mean it. Hey, Zach growled, taking a step forward. We've all tried to talk to you for weeks. You've shut us out, Haven. Don't take it out on Alyssa because you're jealous. Jealous, Haven scoffed, of your wannabe mortal relationship? Half of the elemental world wants Alyssa either captured or killed. She's the last person I'd involve myself with. I don't want to be her collateral damage. My jaw dropped open at the venom in his words, my hands trembling in anger. Back in the Amazon, Jason had nearly strangled me while I tried to save Haven's life. Collateral damage? Yeah, right. He was just trying to hurt me, and it was working. His insult felt worse than any sparring injury I'd endured over the last 10 days. What is wrong with you, man? Zach took my shaking hand with his own, squeezing my fingers. She saved your life. Have some respect. Haven faltered as he realized the brutality in his words, his cheeks blossoming red. It's fine, Zach. I raised my head, meeting his icy blue eyes with my own. If that's how you feel, Haven, you're free to go once we dock in Bermuda. You never have to see me again. Do it, Haven. I dare you. You have nowhere to go. Haven suddenly looked sick. I just go, I interrupted, swallowing the lump in my throat. I wouldn't want you to be my collateral. Haven. Amber sounded stunned. Bad things don't give you an excuse to be a jerk and An earth-shattering collision ripped through the room, booming like a crane tearing through metal. My entire world tipped sideways as the entire boat lurched forward. I flew backwards into Zack, knocking him to the floor as the entire yacht shook from the impact. Haven's closet door sprung open, knocking against the wooden walled panels. Picture frames above his bed shot off the wall into the floor. I threw my hands up to protect my head as plates, glasses, and cutlery shot off of the top bunk, glass shattering all around me. As the boat continued to rock, a high pitched shriek pierced the air, my nerves tingling in response to the sudden presence of supernatural energy. Another elemental besides our two captains? No, I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to hone in on the dark presence. Not an elemental, something else. Okay, sorry, I just want to keep my Instagram here. Thank you for everyone's on YouTube. Okay. Okay, so I'll just start off here. Another elemental besides our two captains? No, I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to hone in on the dark presence. Not an elemental, something else. What the hell was that? Amber shouted over the blaring alarm of the yacht's security system. She was the only one who kept her balance. Zack scrambled to his feet, glancing up at the blaring loudspeaker of the above the bed. Is there any chance we hit an iceberg like in that movie Titanium? He had been spending way too much time watching movies. Icebergs don't shriek, Amber said, helping me up. What's out there, Alyssa? I don't know, I said, trying to ignore the fear growing in the pit of my stomach. I've trained for this, I reminded myself harshly. I'm ready this time. Is it supernatural bad? Zack frowned. Yeah. I pulled out my long knife from my weapons belt as Amber readied her throwing knives. Supernatural bad. Why does it always have to be supernatural bad? Zack sighed, pulling his axe weapon, Zarya, out of her carrying case. Where's the crystal, Alyssa? Amber asked, her shoulders taut with tension. Right here. I patted my weapons belt, feeling for the familiar lump of the Terran crystal. Keep it safe, she said. If we lose a Terran crystal, it's over. I know, I nodded. I'll guard it with my life. The shrieks were growing louder by the second, its pulsed call sounding goosebumps racing up my arms. It sounds like a whale, Zack said in amazement. Maybe it is. We are definitely not that lucky, I said, my grip tightening on the hilt of my knife. We need to warn the crew, Amber shouted, throwing open the door to Haven's room. Amber, wait! Zack yelled, charging up the stairs after her. I looked down at Haven, who was curled back up in his blue blanket, as if it could protect him from everything that had just happened in the last 2 minutes. Haven, get up, I demanded. This is real. We might need your Aquarian magic. He didn't move at my request, his face blank, like he hadn't even registered what I'd said. The last time he'd been in a fight, he nearly died. He wouldn't be of any help this time. Fine, I huffed. Stay here then, but be careful. Before he could answer, Zack's terrified scream echoed from above deck, sending my heart into overdrive. Zack! I shouted in alarm. Spinning on Haven, I charged out into the hallway, the door to his room slamming shut behind me. Okay. Sorry, I think I lost my Instagram, so I'm just gonna go back. Okay. Awesome. That is the end of the first chapter. Thank you for everyone who is chilling either on my Instagram or YouTube. Yeah, I wish I could say more. Yeah, okay. My boyfriend's gonna film me on my Instagram live, so that's awesome. Thank you. So yes, that is it. It is pretty short, just like a little taste, like a little appetizer. So hopefully you enjoyed. You can ask any questions that you have about the book, either in the YouTube or Instagram chat. Yeah, my boyfriend's looking at the Instagram chat, so you can ask away, and I will try to answer, as long as it's not too big of a spoiler. So I'm just gonna look at the YouTube chat. Okay, so ooh, there's some people. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Oh my God, Cecilia, thank you for letting me know. I did notice it paused. I actually have never done an Instagram live, so I didn't realize that the phone would shut off. But I think we got it going now. So yeah, thank you for telling me, and thank you for going on YouTube. And who else is here? Sabrina, hello. Lella. Moesha Mir, hello. I felt like she had more build up and cute moments with Haven. They have a stronger bond since that's the first person Alyssa met. Totally. I really agree. Alyssa's bond with Haven is super strong, but Haven is going through a lot right now. I don't know if you guys remember, but at the end of the second book, his brother tried to kill him, who's secretly in the society, and he learned that Kurt Bell is his uncle, and he's like super freaked out. So I think that's why he's being so mean. Okay, let's go through the chat. Hello, Kiana. I think I see you here. Let me just go down. Oh my god. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of comments. Oh my god. Hi, Demetra. Thank you for joining. Okay, yeah. Kiana says, in book one, I was Team Haven, but in book two, that changed to Zach. That's awesome. I feel like most of my readers are like pretty 50-50. I think maybe like 60% of them, like Loki, ship Haven, and Alyssa. I like both of them, but you guys obviously have to see what happens in this little love triangle. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alyssa and Haven have way more chemistry. Interesting. Okay. Lella says, poor Zach. Yeah, poor Zach. He's just chilling, watching Friends. He's just trying to forget. He just wants to be human. Okay, Sabrina says, I like her and Zach together, but her and Haven are better together in book one. Not really two, if that makes sense. LOL. Yeah, totally. Zach and Alyssa were like pretty tight in book two. They like made out in this net as they were like chilling at this like Amazon tribe. So it was pretty intense. But Haven and Alyssa had a really good friendship in book one. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Neva or Neva, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Please feel free to correct me. She says, "What?" Yeah, yeah, I agree. What? Cliffhanger. Yes, huge cliffhanger. And Cecilia says the chapter was so good. Thank you. This chapter might change slightly because my book is obviously going to go into publishing soon. So if you guys actually have any recommendations, things that you want to see maybe improved or just things you want to see, you feel like you can feel free to like write it in the chat and maybe I will consider it and put it in the final published version of this chapter. So go crazy and tell me what you think. Yeah. The most important people are my readers. So if you guys have something to say, I totally want to listen. Okay. What do you use to write the books? Like Google Docs or something? That's a really good question, Sabrina. I actually use this new writing software. Well, it's new to me. It's called Scrivener. It's a really great software for writers. You can keep track of all of your drafts and your editing. I'll type it in the chat if you're interested. But I think any like writing platform could work. So like Word or Google Docs, anything, but I will type what I use in the chat just in case. It's called Scrivener. Okay, let's keep going through the comments. Okay, Lella asks, when is book three coming out? So, book three hopefully should be here by the end of 2021. And of course, I will let everyone know what's going on with that.
You also had that exact same question from someone on Instagram Live at Giddy _8 wants to know when it's
Oh,
coming out.
cool. Yeah, the end of 2021, guys. So it can be like maybe your Christmas read or something. That'd be cool. Okay. So someone asked, do you sell hardcover? I wanted one, but only found a soft cover. So unfortunately, I only sell soft covers at the moment. But if some of you are interested in hardcovers, I can look into that and maybe try and sell some hardcovers next time. So yeah, I'll look into that. So thanks for asking. That's a good point. Okay. Um, Lula asks, will our dynamic five stay safe? I mean, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna go with probably not because something just attacked their boat. So like we have to see what it is. What do you guys think it is? What do you think is gonna happen next? I'm interested. Haven is too secretive, and I hope he becomes more open. Yes, he is very secretive. That's definitely one of his biggest flaws. I was hanging onto every word, in my opinion, perfect. Oh my god, thank you so much. It's hard to like read your work out loud. So like if I stumbled a bit, I'm sorry, but yeah, it'll be I think a lot more like in your face when you're reading it on paper. At least that's how I feel when I'm like listening to someone read their work.
Your manager /father wanted purchase hardcovers through certain book outlets like Chapters. I think Chapters is selling
That's
hardcover
true.
editions.
Okay, yeah. So basically, my dad, who also is my manager, he just mentioned that you actually can buy hardcovers at certain places. So I think like if any of you live in Canada, Chapters Indigo, and I believe Barnes and Nobles as well, you can buy a hardcover. So that's something to look into. But yes, I can totally sell hardcovers in person in the future. Okay. In book two, he became a lot more open. I was so proud of him. That's awesome. Yes, Haven became so much more open in book two. He really glowed up. He had like a personality glow up. Okay, Cecilia says yes, she agrees. Haven wants to become more open. Yeah, and she might become more attached to Haven if he becomes more open. Okay. Oh, hello. I see some new people. I see some of my beta readers. So hello, guys. Free Rider says, "I love your descriptions." Oh my god, that is so nice. Yeah, I'm not too like confident about my descriptions. I think I am a really good like dialogue writer, so that's really awesome to hear. So, thank you. That's so nice. Okay. Um, let's see. Demetra says that she wants to hang out. Demetra is one of my friends. So, yes, Demetra, I would love to hang out with you soon. And then Lila says, "Where is the best place to buy your books and get it personalized?" That's a great question. So the best way to buy books and like get it signed to your name is usually through me personally. So if I ever run events with like the city of Toronto, or if I come to like schools around Toronto and the GTA area, I do sign books that way. So that is the best way to get a personalized book. Good question. Okay. Yeah. I love all these people in the chat talking about Haven's emotional like unavailability. That's so true. Haven is not emotionally available. So I'm glad you guys also see that. He really isn't, but hopefully he will improve. I think he will. Okay. Oh my god, Kiana has a hardcover. That is so cool. Thank you, Kiana. Okay. Lella asks, "What's your inspiration to write this amazing series?" My inspiration was traveling. My books take place in different locations, so I thought it would be really cool to like write in different like settings around the world and then just like have fun and like write about the elements because I think they're cool. I always ask people like what elemental they would want to be, so feel free to write that in the chat either on Instagram or YouTube. I personally think I would want to be like a Terran, like Zach. I like earth powers.
We have a comment from Instagram Live at Giddy_8 again. They say, "I bought a book and you were at my school to sign it. I've been reading the book
Oh.
over and over."
Oh my god, that's so nice. Thank you so much. That's awesome that I came to your school. Hopefully I can be back in person at people's schools soon, but right now it's all online. But yeah, it's really cool that I saw you in person. Okay. Okay, Diana says, "Any idea where you can start touring again and doing your in-person school visits?" I think next year, guys, like we're all in school, like even me, I'm in school right now and everything is online, but fingers crossed for next year and maybe I could even do some like events. That would be cool. Okay. Free Rider asks, "What inspired you to become a writer?" Honestly, I was really inspired by my other favorite authors. Like, I stan Cassandra Clare. She wrote the Shadowhunter series. So, people like that and like Rick Riordan, they really inspired me, but especially Cassandra Clare. I am obsessed with her as a writer. She's so cool. Like, you get super attached to her characters, and I like her. Okay. Whoa. This needs a Netflix show when the book series is done. OMG. Oh my god, Sabrina, that's so cool that you said that because like last year actually, I met with Netflix, like the producers of Netflix. And they were pretty interested in the series. But obviously like filming and creating a series takes time, especially with like COVID. So they are looking into it. And if anything ever happens with that, I will totally let everyone know. Like, you will hear me screaming about it from like all of my social media outlets. But yeah, it's a very real possibility that it could be a book. Sorry, it could be like a Netflix series one day. So yeah, they're looking at adapting the books. Yeah, so I didn't tell anyone that because I wanted to keep it on the DL because I don't know for sure. But yes, I did have a meeting with Netflix. So hopefully they adapt the series. That'd be sick. Okay. Someone asked, has a pandemic inspired any ideas for your series? Honestly, I feel like it hasn't really inspired any ideas, but it's definitely given me more time to write because we're all inside a lot of the time. So, yeah, definitely have more time to write. Okay, someone asked me, do you have the cover for the Sunken City yet? I actually don't have the cover. The cover is usually created like last. So I have no idea what's going on the cover yet. I was thinking it could be like Haven against this like ocean backdrop, but it would be kind of cool if like all of my readers just like created the cover together. So yeah, like if you have any ideas for what you want on the cover, literally just either message me in the chat or even DM me and I could totally just like make it to whatever we are feeling. So yeah, I was thinking Haven though, because he's the water guy. Okay. Yeah, people are saying yes, it should totally go on Netflix. They're very hyped. That's really awesome. I love that. So thanks, guys. I'm really hoping that it like pans out maybe in the future. We don't know. Okay. Are there going to be any books after the fire and air crystal books? So I'm not sure yet. That's kind of like ways away in the future, but there will definitely be 5 books. So one starter book at Magnorium, and then 4 books, like for the crystals. There might be a 6th book, but I'm not sure. Obviously, if there is, I will definitely let you guys know. But yeah, there is a possibility the series could turn into like 6 or 7 books. So definitely just like check my social media for updates and you'll definitely see. Okay. Mawisha Mir says, you came to my school 4 years ago. I asked you a question. It was so nerve wracking. Oh my God, that's really funny. I always wonder, like, when people ask me questions at schools, if like they feel nervous because when I was in elementary school, I was so introverted. Like, I didn't want to speak. Like, a teacher would like ask me a question and my heart would like beat really, really fast. I was like so freaked out by talking, like, in public. So, thank you for people who ask me questions like in person. I know it's really scary, but it's really awesome because everyone can be really engaged. So thank you. So yeah, everyone's freaking out about Netflix. Yes, I totally think that it should be a show like immediately as soon as possible. I recently watched like the Winx saga or TV show on Netflix. It's kind of like also a magical boarding school kind of thing and it was really awesome. It was pretty similar to my book obviously with like some major differences, but it was really cool. So I totally think it could be like a show like that. Okay, everyone's excited. Okay, I don't want to miss anyone. Who would you want to play the part of Haven and Zach? OMG, I have no idea. That's a great question. um hmm, I actually don't know. Who do you guys think would be cool playing like Zach or Haven? Hopefully, like people that are good looking because we want some good looking actors. Am I right? But yeah, I have no idea. Definitely someone who's blonde and definitely someone who has black hair. Will we see any more characters in books 3 to 5? Yes, totally. There's going to be so many characters coming from literally all around the world. So, really cool, different cultures. It's going to be awesome. Okay, what about Haven and Jason with a water backdrop, like a battle mode? That is a really cool suggestion. I like that a lot, especially because it's a really important part of the plot, this whole like Jason and Haven situation. So, that's a really cool suggestion. I will definitely consider that. Okay, would you write any other books in the same universe outside of the Crystal Chronicles? Oh my god, yes, I totally would. A lot of authors have like these connecting series. Like Rick Riordan is a good example. He has like Percy Jackson, and he has like the Heroes of Olympus. If anyone's ever read that, and they're like connected, so I would totally do that. Maybe it would be like Alyssa's children or something, and they would be like the main characters. That would be cool. That'd be a cool moment. Okay. I think the cover should be Haven with the water because Zach was with the earth. Yes, exactly. Free rider. That's exactly what I'm going for. So like in each book, like the character will be on the cover, like can like depending on like the element that the book is. I said that really confusing, but basically like Zach will be on the earth book, Haven on the water book, Amber on the air book, and then Alyssa on the fire book. So yeah, thank you. Okay, where else are you taking us around the world? We're going to Italy. We're going to Rome. I'm Italian, so that book's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be very authentic because I have been there. We're going to Nepal, which is in Asia. Really cool country. Never been, but would love to go. And yeah, this book we're going to Bermuda. We're just going to a little beach island, and it's gonna be really cool. Okay, someone asked who ends up running Magnorium. Honestly, like you have to find out, but definitely not Kurt. So Kurt currently runs Magnorium, but not for long, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, six books might make sense as the sixth book can be the final fight if they actually collect all four crystals. Yes, oh my god, Cecilia, that is exactly what I was thinking. I don't know for sure yet because I'm only on the third book, but I think it would be a lot to pack in, like finding a crystal in Nepal and then like fighting the society. So I totally think it could be its own separate book. And I'm really considering that. And it seems like you guys agree. So yeah, I could totally do that. Okay. Free Rider asks, how can I become a better writer? So, oh my God, this is such a loaded question, but I feel like I would give like three pieces of advice. And my first piece of advice is for, like first of all read a lot, so read in whatever genre that you want to write in. So I read a lot of YA fantasy because I write YA fantasy. So I currently am trying to read Harry Potter the series. I've never read the series, and I'm also trying to read Sarah J Maas's books. My other piece of advice is write frequently. So you don't have to write every day because I know that's a lot. But if you write like at least like maybe 3 times a week, you could write maybe like a sentence. That would be awesome. And my other suggestion is don't take like writing too seriously. Like everyone has their own way of writing. Some people like to plan out whatever they're writing. Some people like to, not plan out anything. And yeah, don't feel like you need to follow a certain writing style or form. Just do whatever you want. Writing is art, and that's what makes it so unique. So just do literally whatever, you're inspired to do, and that would be pretty good. Like don't let anyone, tell you you need to do this and this and this to be a writer because you could be a writer and, you could be a writer period. Like you don't have to ever publish a book. You don't ever have to write a book. You could like write a short story and you could be a writer. So, I think my main takeaway is just get writing and then you'll be a writer. Yeah, and you'll probably be a good writer if you practice a lot. Okay, people are like, "LOL, you were an introvert? That's really funny." Yeah, I was pretty introverted in elementary school, and then I came out of my shell like a turtle. So, if you are shy right now, like honestly, maybe you'll change. Maybe you'll be an extrovert one day. Who knows? Okay, if Brad Pitt was younger, he could play Haven. That is really funny. I kind of agree. Brad Pitt is like super cute, and I actually don't know if he has blue eyes, but I feel like whoever plays Haven has to have like the coolest blue eyes. So that's like my only requirement. It would be so cool if Alyssa, Haven, Zach, and Amber ended up running Magnorium. Oh my god, wouldn't that be awesome? Like a student run school? Like I would want to go to that school. Like why do adults run school if like kids go to it? Like kids should be a part of running the school. I feel like that's a cool idea, Cecilia. I like that. Okay, King says, can you write a spin-off series where it's like before Alyssa and her friends are born? So it's like how the society first started. That is an amazing idea. I totally would write a prequel series. I was either toying with writing, something about how the society got started, maybe like have Kurt as like one of the major characters, or even write a series about how the crystals were formed. So like all of the characters in the book would be organs, and I think that would be so cool. It would be like this like ancient like world before, Alyssa and friends like come along. So yeah, that's a really cool idea, King. I love that. Okay, I got some other comments. Some people are saying I read all the Percy Jackson books. Yeah, me too, girl. I'm reading them right now for school. I'm reading the first one. So I love it. I love Percy Jackson. So fun. They would embarrass their kids 24/7 if they ran the school. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I would not wanna go to a school where my parents, worked. I would be so mortified, like, can you imagine? So yeah. Okay, Sabrina says, "What is the cultural background of all the characters if you thought of it? Because I think it would be easier to find actresses to fit the characters." That's a really cool question. And yeah, I've definitely thought about their cultural background. So Dylan is indigenous, so he has like brown skin, and Alyssa is just like a Caucasian, like British background. Haven is also white Caucasian British background, and and Amber and Zach are both Mediterranean, so they have like olive colored skin, and yeah, their like ancestors are Spanish. So yeah, that's like the different cultures of the books. So yeah, I think it would be cool to find like certain actresses, like maybe like a Latina actress could like play Amber, for example. That would be cool. Demetra says you aren't the only one who's trying to get into Sarah J. Maas. Trust me. Oh my God, yeah. Sarah J. Maas is like all over TikTok. I have a TikTok account, by the way. You can follow me if you want. It's just like Alessia Dickson author. I post some like little bite-sized author videos. But yeah, Sarah J. Maas is all over TikTok. It's really funny. So yeah, it's kind of like peer pressuring me to get into it. Okay, so, Lella says, "So cool you are taking us to Rome. Create a chapter in the catacombs of Rome. That would be cool." Yeah, that would be super cool. The catacombs is a great setting. That would be really intense. Like, I think that'd be cool. Maybe I will. Okay, Free Rider says, "It would be cool if the Great Four could meet another Draken, so Alyssa is not the only one. She's not really a Draken because she has all four elements." That's so true, Free Rider. Yeah, I've definitely thought of that. Basically, this isn't really a spoiler, but yeah, they will meet another Draken character. And like in each book, Alyssa deepens her skill with each element, kind of like Aang in like the Last Airbender, where he like trains in different elements. Yeah, like Alyssa kind of does the same. So in the water book, she trains with Haven and this new character named Mira. They train Alyssa to improve her water magic. Oh my god, my friend Niraj is here. Hey Niraj, thanks for joining. Yeah, we're having a little party here. It's really fun. We had a good turnout, and there's some people even on Instagram. So thank you. Okay, Lala says, "Wouldn't it be cool if she had lost twin sister or brother? That would be cool." I feel like maybe, maybe not. You have to see. Sabrina says, "Lewis Partridge could have been Haven if he had blue eyes." Ooh, Sabrina, I've never heard of that actor. I'm gonna look him up after. But I feel like contacts are a thing. Like you can always make someone's eyes look really blue. So maybe he can. You know who I think would be really cool to play Haven? I don't know the guy's name, but he plays like the love interest in the Winx saga. He's like very blonde and like very tall. I feel like he would be a good actor to play him. So if anyone knows his name, like write it in the chat. He's pretty young. He's like 22, I think. Anyways, he would be like a good Haven. A Free Rider says, "I read the Percy Jackson books, but I like yours better." Oh my god, I'm so honored. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Wow. I'm so happy. Okay. Um, yeah, blonde hair, blonde hair. Everyone's like blonde. Okay, yeah. What if the twin was an Orcan but evil? Same as Haven. Yeah, that would be really cool. I've definitely thought about making another Orcan character. So I won't tell you if I do or not because that's a spoiler. But yeah, there potentially could be like another Orcan character. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, people are just saying like, oh, they could wear like contacts, like the actors. Yeah, I totally agree. All right, that's awesome. What a cool chat. Thanks, guys. The chat's like popping. Damn Griffin slash Sky. Wait, no, Danny Griffin slash Sky. Yes. Oh my God, Niraj. He just came in clutch and like Googled his name. Yeah, okay. I guess his name is Danny Griffin, but if you guys like Googled him after, like he looks pretty perfect to play like Haven. So yeah, people are saying yes, I think he would. He'd be cool. Yeah, I think so too. We just need someone to play like Zach. You know who I think would play like a really good Alyssa? Her name is Chloe Moritz or Moretz. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but yeah, I think she'd be a good Alyssa. Okay, Cecilia says actors slash actresses can also wear wigs. That's so true. Yeah, they can. And honestly, like wigs can look like pretty realistic. So, yeah, definitely. It'll be cool, guys. Like, imagine if it's ever a show. Like, that'd be like the most amazing thing ever. I would like totally help them cast if they let me. That'd be awesome. Okay, I think we're almost at an hour here. So I'm gonna hang out for like 5 more minutes and then I think I'm gonna head out. But thank you so much guys for coming, for listening, and for just like chilling with me. It's awesome. I hope you're all having a great day and staying safe, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna stay for about like 6 more minutes. So we can just hang out till then. Yeah, Cecilia says if there's a show, hopefully they don't change anything major. Oh my God, I totally agree. So many times they'll like change so much about like a book's adaptation and then it'll ruin it. Like they ruined like Percy Jackson and even like the Shadowhunter series that they turned into a Netflix show. They kind of took out some major things. So, yeah, hopefully they don't do that. Okay, so Lella says, so will the Bermuda Triangle be a factor in book three? Yes, that's a great question. It definitely will be. The Bermuda Triangle is actually why it's called the Sunken City, because the Bermuda Triangle mysteriously sinks a lot of ships and airplanes. So that's where I got the name from. You should direct the show if there is one. Yes. Oh my God, King. I would be like, I think I'd be an awesome director. Like, that'd be cool. If they let me, I would totally say yes. Okay, someone asked, "What about the new book?" Um, yeah, so I'm not really sure, like, exactly, like, what you're referring to, but yeah, the new book will definitely be out in 2021. Oh, I think they're asking, this Sunken City sneak peek is in the title. Yeah, I'm sorry if you missed the reading. The reading was, like, earlier on in the video. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to, but if you are, you can totally rewatch it, and, like, listen to the reading. So, I think that's what you mean, so hopefully that makes sense. Do you have to do a lot of research for each book? Yes, I do. I had to do a lot of research for like the Amazon book because I've never been to the Amazon, but Bermuda was a little easier because it's pretty like easy to understand, just like an island, like a tropical island. So yeah, I definitely did research. Who do you base your characters on? Oh my God, I base them on no one. I try not to like base them on real people because I feel like I don't know they would probably get offended. So I try to like make them as made up as possible. And I would say I actually tried to base their personalities on their element. So like Alyssa is a very like fiery, passionate character. And Amber is like very intense at times, just like a really strong storm, for example. And Zach's super chill. He just like wants to, have fun, and he's very like down to earth, just like his element. And yeah, Haven's another one. He's calm at times, but also can be really intense, just like a really, strong tsunami or something. So yeah, that's what I based their personalities on. And I think it works, honestly. I think it's cool that they're all based off of the elements. Cecilia says, I hope that in this book, Haven and Alyssa become closer when they train together. Oh my God, yes. They do spend a lot of time together because Haven trains her. So we'll have to see what happens. My friend Anastasia is like Team Zach. Yeah, a lot of people are Team Zach. That's really funny. Okay. Am I the only one who wants Atlantis to be a real city in this book? I feel like the title definitely hints at it. No way. That is such a cool idea. I'm not going to say anything about that because that is a big spoiler, but I really like your thinking. Okay, Demetra says, "Where would you film this series for Netflix?" I have no idea. I think like they would obviously film like at a boarding school at least like for a little bit. So yeah, probably like in the US or something, and then they would have to film in different locations. So like they would have to like go to I don't know, a place that like looked like the jungle, for example. So I have no idea. Yeah, I'll have to see. Okay. Cecilia says, I just want Alyssa to be happy. Yes, I just want all of my characters to be happy. But like authors like low key torture their characters. But yeah, I think in the end, everyone will be happy. Free Rider says it would be awkward if she likes Haven and Zach. Yeah, that would be pretty awkward. I've never liked two people at the same time, so I think that would be pretty awkward. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that, but yeah, that would be awkward. Cecilia says the chemistry when Alyssa and Haven train together is amazing. It is amazing. I actually can feel their chemistry as I'm writing it. Like it's like sparking on my fingers, and I'm like, oh, this is so fun writing like a cool like relationship between two characters. It's really cool. It like kind of just like flows from your brain. So yeah, it's cool. Yeah, Lella says I would love if the Crystal Chronicles was hidden away in Atlantis. That would be awesome. Atlantis is such a cool myth. Or maybe it's not a myth. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, Sabrina says, I love your books. I want to reread them. Oh my God. Thank you, Sabrina. You should totally reread them. Sometimes I reread my books. Just like, going about my day and I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna read like a chapter from the Lost Temple. So cool. Lola says Dalhousie for Magnorium and Costa Rica for the jungle. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Costa Rica would definitely look like the Amazon. That's a good like filming location. That'd be pretty cool. Okay. Oh, Demetra says you should turn Alyssa and Haven into like a Jace and Clary. Yeah, they kind of are like a Jace and Clary. I feel like Jace is actually kind of similar to Haven. He's very like moody and like intense, but also like very like witty and dry. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but Jace is pretty funny. In the show, Magnorium would look so cool. Yeah, it would totally look cool. Magnorium is like a cross between like this old building and this like modern building. So it will look very like modern, like a modern 21st century like high school. That's what I picture it as. How many people are in this society? Ooh, good question. Thousands. I would say the elemental world is a couple, 100,000 people like worldwide, and the people in the society are around half of that. So like a lot of people or all over the world are in the society, and that's what makes them so scary because they're everywhere. What are the ages of the students that attend Magnorium? That's a really cool question. So the ages are high school age, so literally like 14 to 18, and sometimes there's exceptions. So Amber and Zach, when they were orphaned, they went a bit earlier. They went around age like 11 or 12. So yes, mostly like 14 to 18. Okay. Someone asks, will we see other supernatural creatures besides the siren from book 2? Yes, totally. Yeah, if you want to think about it like this, like in my books, there's like this giant supernatural world, and all supernaturals descend from like one of the elements. So, like the siren, for example, descends from like water. But yeah, there's definitely other supernatural creatures, and there will be like many more in the books. Like in book 1, there was a troll, for example, and he like trolls descend from Earth. So yeah, there will be more. Yeah, you have to see. That's a really good question. I'm excited to write it. You guys will like it, I think. Do we hear again from Alyssa's parents? Yes, we do hear from Alyssa's parents. They do come back, and there's some secrets going on there, so we're gonna find out. In book 1, Alyssa and Haven are 16, and then in the Lost Temple, Alyssa is 17 and Haven is 16. Is it because Alyssa's birthday already happened? Yes, Alyssa has an early birthday. It's like earlier in the year. So yeah, and Haven has a late birthday, so that's why she is 17. She just turned like 17. Does Alyssa forgive her parents? Yes, she does forgive them, and she learns that they are actually hiding more secrets from her. So there's a lot about Alyssa's past that she actually doesn't know, and she's gonna find out a lot about it in this book. So you guys will have to see. But it'll be cool. I think you'll like it. Awesome questions, guys. This is so cool. I love this. Okay, we have been on here for around an hour and a half, or no, sorry, an hour and like 5, 6 minutes. So I am going to end it here because I think that's pretty good. So again, thank you so much for coming in and listening. Like I mentioned earlier, if you were expecting me to read some of the Sunken City, it is in the beginning of this live stream. So just like rewind it and you'll see like the first chapter. But that's all I can read for now, guys. I'm sorry. It was just a little appetizer. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and the rest was just questions. So thank you to everyone who asked questions on like my Instagram or my YouTube. It's awesome to have like amazing readers who support me. Like honestly, I love you all, and I take everything you say very seriously. So always tell me if you have an idea or what you want to see on the cover, and trust me, guys, like I take it so seriously. So thank you. And yeah, people are saying thanks for reading. Oh my God, that is so fun. Yeah, feel free to ask me questions anytime. DM me, follow me on TikTok, and we can chill there. And maybe I can do more live streams in the future. That'd be cool. Like I could do a little writing session and we could all write together. But yeah, everyone, have an amazing day and stay safe out there. And I will see you soon. And the Sunken City will be out soon. Yes. Someone asked, will I do another live stream? Yes, I will do another live stream totally, but I don't know if I can read the second chapter. Maybe I can read like a little bit of it. But yes, I could totally do that for you guys. That would be really fun. I'll let you know on social media. Don't let Alyssa lose the Terran crystal. No, don't worry. She does not lose that crystal. That she guards that with her life. It's like her second skin. So she's got it. But yeah, thank you guys. You guys are so awesome. Love you all. And yeah, have an amazing day. Bye. Bye, Instagram.